Welcome to Phil and Ted's Sexy Boomer Show. I'm Ted Bonnet.
I'm Phil Proctor.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, Ted.
How you doing?
Oh, well, I'm back.
I'm
back from the high seas.
Or high on the seas.
Yeah, that too. It was the Big Easy cruise to New Orleans and then down to Cozumel before we came back. Gale force winds.
Yeah.
Cold temperatures.
Yeah.
Not Cozumel. Cozumel was nice, but my goodness.
Did you get on shore in Cozumel for any
I did.
any sacrificial rituals?
I went on a submarine trip
Really?
in Cozumel.
Wow.
150 feet or 100 feet under the sea.
What'd you see?
Fish that looked at us. There were a whole bunch of fish, these little zebrafish that traveled with us for the entire journey. And then, we saw lobsters and sharks and tourists and
You saw tourists?
Yeah.
At the bottom of the sea?
Yeah, dead. They're dead.
Oh.
But they were part of the tour, and a sunken ship, a minesweeper that swept a little too closely.
And this wasn't on a
coral.
track like at Disneyland?
No, this was a legitimate sub.
Wow.
And that was fun. I hadn't done that before.
Yeah, very cool.
And I saw some great musicians, many of whom you know because you have roots with New Orleans, Cowboy Mouth, Little Feat doing one of their last tour performances.
Papa John Gross.
And Cleary, is that the
John Cleary?
John Cleary,
Yeah.
these incredible pianists, and Samantha Fish.
Wow.
Swimming along with us.
Yeah.
Anyway, but here we are. And we have a wonderful guest today.
Yes, we have Wendy Liebman.
That's good enough.
Is that good enough?
That's good enough.
If they know you, they know you.
I dreamt recently that I was doing stand-up comedy on a submarine.
You did?
I did. And
How did it go?
Well,
Under?
I think I got the bends. And no, that was my opening. Who here has the bends? But no, I thought, so I do this thing on my Facebook page where I will put a setup to a joke, and then I will have all my Facebook friends write in the punchline, and I will give 3 examples of a punchline. So it's not like I'm like taking the person's punchline. So I said I dreamt, because I really did dream that I was a comic on a submarine, and I said, my career has taken a dive.
Yeah, right.
What is the psychological aspect of that dream? Sinking ship?
Or I couldn't breathe.
You're going down?
Or my husband was trying to
dive.
Well, how about a captive audience?
Oh, I love that.
How far will you sink?
I love that. Yes. I just also have.
You're a very deep comic.
Not out of her depth at all.
Oh my God, you guys are quick. I just have to tell you that in the elevator coming up here, it smells like weed.
Oh, really? That's the Armenian accountants down the hall. Our guest, Wendy Liebman, if you hadn't figured out already, is a stand-up comedian. She's performed on The Carson Show, Letterman, Leno, Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Hollywood Squares.
I did.
Yeah, I
Wow.
did that too.
And, of course, clubs all over North America. And you've done specials for HBO, Comedy Central, and Showtime. And today you make your debut on Phil and Ted's Sexy
I couldn't
Boomer
be
Show.
happier. And, I have listened to Fire Sign Theater. I remember the first time I heard it. My friend's older sister was listening to it and turned us onto it. And we thought we were the coolest.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got to hear it, too. And it's my pleasure being here. I met you when I opened for Fritz Coleman.
Yeah, a good guest of our show, and Fritz invited us to come to see his show, and you were hilarious. You have a very distinctive style of comedy, and it's so endearing and so sweet.
You know
and
what?
so
I
funny.
call it comedy of expectation.
Oh.
Because you will set up a premise, and then you'll go in an entirely different place than we expected, which makes
I love
makes it
that.
fun.
And then you do Olympic-styled acrobatic punchlines. A double flip into a twist, into a swing, and then splash. And it's like they're all build on one after the other, and it's just
I
great.
recommend your website to our listener out there.
To our listener.
You've got some wonderful videos and jokes and stuff. It's really
and you published to Facebook kind of a daily gag and a joke setup for
I
your
do
people.
that, yes. And I'm turning that into a deck of cards.
Ooh.
And I have, so every day you can pull a card and get the premise and see 3 of my punchlines and then write your own. And they're also going to be illustrated by Liza Donnelly, who is a cartoonist for The New Yorker. So very excited about that. We don't have a publisher yet.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah,
Wow.
we're excited about that. So thank you for recommending my website.
Absolutely.
Which is wendyliebman.com.
Yes, Liebman.
You are an observational comic. I guess all comedians
You
observe.
comment on your
But you have a
observations.
particular take on it. Like miniature golf balls are the same size as regular golf balls. I mean, who knew?
Oh, I forgot I even wrote that. I should put that in my act.
Very Stephen Wright. A lot of
Thank
your,
you.
Yeah,
A lot
of
that's
your
what I thought too.
Whom I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't we? Don't we all?
Just this droll, steady pace of very funny material.
Yes, and I remember watching him on my little black and white TV in college on The Tonight Show. He was making his debut, and I thought, this is the funniest thing I have ever seen in my life. And then I was flying home from Boston to New York, and he got on the plane.
Oh, my goodness.
But I couldn't figure out where I knew him from. And
Did he come on with his brother, the Wright brothers?
no.
No.
But I thought, that's Art Garfunkel. That's what I thought.
Oh, I see.
And then I was going to say something to him, but he never got off the plane. And I have since gotten to meet him through other comedian friends. And he
Great.
wrote a book, Stephen Wright, called Harold, which is just, it's out there. It's so creative. But I love being compared to him because I think my jokes are wordplay-y. And the 2 comedians that come to mind with, what did you call me? Expectation.
Expectation.
Brian Kiley is my favorite comedian. We started together in Boston. He has since gone on to write for Conan O'Brien.
Great.
And I just love waiting to figure out where he's going with every setup. And then there's a comedian named Anthony Jeselnik who's a little more nefarious in his...
Jeselnik?
Jeselnik.
Wow.
Jeselnik.
Birth name?
I you know what? I don't know, but I do know his Social Security number.
Wow.
I like that kind of comedy too.
Good.
The bait and switch.
How did you discover comedy and this life you've created for yourself?
Continuing education.
Yes, I took a class at the Cambridge Center for Adult Ed. Here's the real story.
How is Ed,
guys.
by the way? I mean, he's been an adult for a
he's
long time.
great.
He's probably old Ed now, isn't he?
This is the real story, because you've read one story. The real story is I took the mail in from the wrong apartment when I lived in Boston. I was doing psych research at Harvard Medical School, and it was so depressing. I was like, you know what? I don't want to be a therapist. So I need to do something at night to make my life a little more joyful. So I took the mail in by accident from the wrong apartment, and it was this course catalog, How to Be a Stand-Up. A course
darned.
catalog for the Cambridge Center. And I found an acting class. And I had always acted growing up. I was in a lot of plays. And I took the acting class. But at the break, the teacher quit.
What?
The teacher quit during the break.
That's comedy.
I know. So
Just quit right in the middle of it?
He had like a nervous breakdown or something during the break.
I love it.
And so they said, take another class. So I'm like going, what should I take? And I saw How to Be a Stand-Up Comedian. And I was just in heaven. Now, the teacher who taught it lives out here. He should be on your show, too. His name is Ron Lynch.
Ron Lenz?
Lynch. And he is just the funniest guy.
I've heard his name, Ron Lynch.
And
yeah.
he was my mentor, and he was just amazing to me starting out. So that's really how I started out. You know, I don't know if you can teach somebody to do stand-up, but you can
Talk about fate.
encourage them. Yeah.
How do you teach somebody to do stand-up?
You know-
Stand them up in front of a microphone and say, be funny?
Basically, you know, I teach it occasionally.
Yeah, okay.
I know I'm like monopolizing the conversation, but
Well, that's the
you
point
are
of
the
it.
guest.
I'm part of the Irma Bombeck Writers Workshop.
Oh, my.
Which they meet every
Bombeck.
other year.
Oh, what a genius.
And so I've taught stand-up a couple of times. And what I do is I'll take like a bona fide joke from Stephen Wright, from Rita Rudner,
Yeah.
from Joan Rivers, and I'll give one out to each student, and I'll have them do the joke on stage because I want them to get a laugh.
Right.
Because getting a laugh is
That's
addictive.
the whole thing, right.
Right. So, but I also like coach people online. I Zoom with them, and how do I teach them? I just focus. I try to focus them and give them exercises, not physical, but
But the telling the joke is what unleashes that talent in you if you've got it. At the Magic Castle, I used to go to regular luncheons with Mel Tonkin, was that his name, from his show of shows? A bunch of funny people, and we'd tell jokes.
Yeah.
And make one another laugh, and that's the reward. I've been watching the Mel Brooks documentary.
fabulous.
Yeah, I just
Isn't
watched it last night.
And one of the things that he said that really struck me was talking about why we want to be funny and the reward, which you mentioned, that comes from it. But he said he wanted the laughter of strangers. He wanted the love of strangers because he had a loving upbringing.
Right.
And he wasn't, suffering and wanting to get love from everybody, but just the love of strangers.
Right.
And I think that's very much what motivates us. They're not strangers anymore.
What a breakthrough Blazing Saddles was. And it was so divisive back then because it was like the Three Stooges or the Marx Brothers. Which one did you think was funny? And because it was a reflection on your intellect or character.
Right.
And Blazing Saddles, so many people like to say how coarse it was and crude. I was in high school. I was working at a movie drive-in theater. And Blazing Saddles played that summer.
Oh, boy.
And it was held over. And I watched it 38 times because I wanted to.
That explains a lot about you, Ted.
I'd go up by the screen and turn my back to the screen. And I memorized the music and effects track, the dialogue,
Rocky
because I was
Horror
studying
Show.
film. And I listened to all the cues and how they use sound and dialogue to create moments.
Fascinating.
It was really fascinating. The same thing with Exorcist. I watched The Exorcist 40 times, but mostly with my back to it, watching the shock
It's a good way to
moments of-
watch that.
Yeah, because people
scare you.
Because people are in their cars, so they
Right.
how everybody behaves badly in their car because they think nobody sees them. And the same thing in a drive-in movie theater, believe me. And so I would watch these people's faces illuminated by the screen, and I learned timing. But Mel Brooks really taught me timing.
It's interesting that he wanted the laughter from strangers. I've often wondered why I didn't just become a funny kindergarten teacher or a
right.
funny advertising executive.
Or a funny therapist.
Or a funny therapist.
May I lie down? Can you sit in the chair for a minute?
Get over yourself.
That's right.
Here's your problem. But I think part of it is I needed to, I don't know, I think it was like an innate thing. I needed to.
Did you have a family that encouraged you to be fun? Did you have funny parents or siblings or anything?
Both my parents are humorous. Like everybody has a good sense of humor in my family.
Me too.
But I loved making my father laugh. And I think he took me to see the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah.
And I remember watching him laugh, and he had so much joy from that. I think I wanted to make him laugh.
Oh, isn't that sweet?
And so I would imitate Lily Tomlin on Laugh-In. I would do her Ernestine and her Edith Ann.
Yeah.
And I got laughs from my dad.
Ringy
To this
dingy.
day, they're in their 90s, and I still love making them laugh.
Well, that's why they're living long lives, frankly.
You were a nice girl from Long Island.
I don't know nice, but I'm from Long Island.
I think we grew up literally a couple miles
Where
from
did you grow up?
Huntington.
Roslyn.
Yeah.
One-time Crescent
I mean,
Lane.
I dated Rosalind. I didn't know she
I read
came from
something when I was going through your material. You were reflecting on growing up on Long Island and how you remembered the summer nights where you would do barbecues with your family and you heard the cicadas. It really took me back because we would go to Jones Beach every weekend And we'd come back and we'd go up to West Neck and we'd go to this little phone booth-sized red shack on a pier and get a bag of clams and bring them back to the house.
Ain't that a bag of clams?
And put them on the grill and cook the clams in the backyard. It was exactly the same.
Right. The summer sound, the sounds of summer.
How remote is that memory now? I mean, when you think about it.
I have a really good memory of my childhood, and not so much between 20 and 40.
I wonder why.
The elevator. No. No, I don't. I think you were upset that I brought up that it smelled like weed, but I don't smoke pot anymore. I stopped when it was legalized.
I wasn't upset. Were you upset?
Oh.
What's that?
Yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
The phones are ringing? Are they ringing?
I thought maybe there was a skunk in the elevator.
No,
that's what I thought.
No, that's just Phil.
It wasn't your dog, was it?
It wasn't the dog. Look, if it was a dog, we'd know.
First of all, Ted has the cutest dog in the world, if you don't know. I don't know if you know. If
Luna.
you talk about Luna.
Luna never misses a show.
And I never had a dog until I met my husband. That didn't come out right. But I was always a cat person.
Oh, okay.
And then we adopted a dog that looks a little like Luna. And he has since passed. We rescued him from Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
And when we got him, he was wearing Crest white strips, playing pickleball. But now we rescued 2 dogs from Korea.
Ooh.
And this is not a joke.
Oh, this is why you went vegetarian.
Well, I did for a while, but
back.
me and 15% of other people, 80% of people who turn vegetarian go back, something like that. But I don't eat red meat anymore. But yes, I stopped eating meat for a while because we.
Is that because of the politics of it?
No, because we rescued these dogs from Korea that were going to be slayed
walk your dog
in the meat market.
Right.
Yes,
Ugh.
and it's a very small population of. They're called jindos, and I know 3 other people who have them, but they're
tastes
very,
like chicken.
they're a very weird breed. And I was saying before that they're a little like cats in that they ignore you, maybe because I fed them cat food, but by accident. No, they're hunters, and something flips in their mind when it becomes dark out. Like
Sundowner?
Yes. Once is there a real term like that? A sundowner?
Sit downer.
Sit downer. Once it becomes dark, we can't get them into the house. So we have to get them into the house before that because their instincts flip on and they just want to catch stuff.
Your husband says that one of them has a liquor problem.
Yes.
Yes. He licks everything. So where are you reading that from?
Oh, I have everything here.
okay.
I have your whole dossier.
Ted has secret sources.
I have people at the Homeland Security.
I don't need
scary.
therapy anymore.
No.
You once said there's so many comedians, it's not even funny.
What was the first time that you actually had the nerve to go? Did you feel confident and that you could make people laugh and have some fun up there?
So it's a lifelong process for me.
I think everybody's
I'm
in stand-up.
still feeling my way. And I've changed over the years. I'm much slower than I was. And I like myself better on stage and off stage than I did when I first started. But it was after taking Ron Lynch's comedy class that we all had to perform. And I went with a friend from the class, and I asked him how it was, and he said, well, nobody could hear a word you said.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But I still got laughs, so I guess looks helped.
Subliminally.
Yes.
Did you ever have like that? Did you bomb?
I've bombed a few times.
What do you do when you bomb? How can you go back out there?
Well, bombing is, I've likened it to, I feel the same way that I felt before I did stand up. I felt panicky, alone, scared, misunderstood, and fat. And that was a joke. But
That's a terrible emotion,
yeah,
fat.
Yeah, that's what I felt before I did stand up, all those things. And so when I bombed, it just reinforced that. I don't want to say I haven't bombed in a while. I've had a couple of tough shows in the past 15 years, and it's not fun.
Wow, God.
Listen, I was watching Colbert last night, which I do regularly, and John Oliver was his guest. He's always a wonderful guest.
Wow.
But he was talking about, he started in stand-up, and he said that he's bombed so many times he developed calluses, and he just doesn't feel it anymore. He just does it for himself, which is, I took a class at Yale, the philosophy of art, Professor Weitz, Paul Weitz, and his whole premise was, you do art for yourself. It doesn't matter, if anybody. And I'd say, but Professor, I'm an actor, and we have to work in front of an audience. He says, no, you're doing it for you. And to a certain extent, he's absolutely right.
Right.
Every artist, we have to do it for ourselves. And if we can convey the joy of how we see things, right? That is funny. It's different from other people, and we want them to realize that we'll feel pretty good in our life.
Yeah, I mean,
regardless of the audience,
Yeah, you have to make yourself laugh.
Yeah. And if you're working with other actors, I know with the Firesign Theater, when we were writing together or doing our radio shows, we would often come in with special material, personal material that we wrote in order to break the other guys up.
Oh,
they were, our best. Each of us was our best audience.
I think that's what Jost and Shay do on the Weekend Update.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Like they do that a lot.
They surprise one another and
But art is so subjective. I have a story. My mother once went to an art show at somebody's home. She had to pay a certain amount. It was a charity, benefit event, and they walked around, and all these snooty people were oohing and eyeing, and then they walked into the kitchen and they were oohing and eyeing at this one piece, and the housekeeper leans to my mother and said, "That's the bulletin board." So it's what do you think is good? What do you like?
That's right.
I like kids' art. I have a lot of children's art from the Children's Hospital.
I was just looking at something my daughter did when she was 7 or something. It's so charming and wonderful, the way she saw something,
You said you never say win some, lose some when you win.
It's true. You only say it when you lose.
So when you get on stage and you do this over the years, do you achieve some sort of Zen mastery where you don't internalize the bad nights because it could have been external forces at work, or you just have more confidence in yourself and it's not a direct reflection on your capabilities?
I think when I had harder shows early on, I would hold on to them all day because I had a day job, and so I would ruminate. And but now it's more I try to remind myself, I'm not going to remember this from Adam. It's just going to be folded into everything else I've ever done. And maybe I got a good line from the night.
Yeah. Right.
Maybe I tried a new joke. And so nothing is a failure. It's all cumulative.
Cumulative. Yeah.
And
I was going to say, don't say it's a learning experience.
No. It's cumulative, though. I can't hold on to any one good or bad show. I should have said that the other way around. Bad or good show.
I watched the videos on your website. You were headlining, I think, at the Improv. I mean, first of all, you're headlining, so a little pressure there, but it must feel good, too. And I wondered, it was a 30-minute routine, 32 minutes. And I'm wondering...
Those last 2 minutes really must have rubbed you wrong or something. Is she finished yet? Wait a minute.
I was just watching you, and I was what you do is you don't tell long stories. You have segmented, rapid-fire humor jokes. And, how do you commit that to memory? Have you ever blanked where you're oh, God, I've got, I'm 15 minutes in?
As I've gotten older, I cannot remember. And, I used to do everything by rote. Like I would
You'd write it, and
down
then
my
you'd
set, and then I would
wrote
do
it.
it. And then I heard a comedian called Jake Johansson, one of my other
Oh, yes.
favorite comedians.
Jake Johansson, I know him.
Just kind of like jazz it up and flip the words.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I could do that. And so that's when I started becoming freer. That was still in the 80s. But now I don't want to say I wing it, but the show you saw with Fritz, I sort of know what I'm opening with, although I now have like 25 opening jokes and I never know which one to use. And then I sort of know what I'm ending on. And in between, I just want to talk to the audience now. And and while I'm talking to the audience, I will weave in my jokes when they're appropriate.
So it's almost like your jokes are more like front-loaded stories where something makes you think of something.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do wish, Ted, that I could have stories to tell about my sister's wedding or like something about the spider in my shoe. Like I wish I could, but I've never been able to. My brain just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but it's so refreshing. So many people do that. But to be able to just like a Dangerfield routine where you can just fill out a full act with nothing but funny twists.
Speaking of pot, no. He used to show up in a green room in comedy clubs before pot was legal and be smoking a joint indoors.
Rodney?
Yeah.
Huh.
I just outed.
There was another story about Rodney. He always traveled with like a little like suitcase, and they said, "Don't touch that. No, that's Rodney's suitcase." And one day, one guy who had, was working at a club that Rodney had played at quite a bit, Rodney left his little suitcase in the dressing room, and the guy, out of curiosity's sake, he opened it. It was a sandwich. When you're working on the road, you go to the hotel and there's nothing open, right? So he had his emergency sandwich with him.
I thought it was going to be pot.
Me too.
Right?
No,
I know,
me
that's
too.
so funny.
And there was also, who told me this story? Anyway, the advice of a older actor to his daughter, basically, was, okay, I want to get into show business. What is the best advice? And he said, always order a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Because you know what's in it. Okay.
You're listening to Phil and Ted's Sexy Boomer Show. Our special guest today, Wendy Liebman, stand-up comedy genius. Now, you got married later in life?
Yes.
And you married Jeffrey, who is one of the sons of the Sherman Brothers, the famous composers.
It's a small world after all.
He's not the sons of the brothers.
He's the
son of one of the
brothers.
A brother.
Thank you for clarifying that. Oh,
But he's a writer and a musician himself.
Oh, wonderful.
Like I met him. I say I met him online at Ralph's.
What kind of a line did he use?
I should have shopped at Whole Foods. No, I met him. He was hired to write a sitcom for me.
Oh, great.
And that never worked, but it was love at first sight for us both.
Oh, that's
And now we're not so sure. But no, seriously, it was love at first sight. And I was 38 when I met him, 42 when I got married. I thought I was going to be an old maid, but then I got married. So now I'm a maid.
Right.
But I'm just trying to get my jokes in there.
speaking of which, you said that you became mother to his two sons, became a stepmother.
What does that mean, stepmother? You have to step over the children when they get your husband?
My stepsons used to say things like, I don't have to listen to you. You're not my mother. Because they heard my husband saying it to me.
Yeah, that's a great
That's
line.
my favorite joke.
That's a great joke.
line.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite joke to say.
Yes.
Because it takes the audience a second to get it.
There you go. Expectation,
And, yeah, I love that joke.
And the other one about your husband that I loved was one time that your husband asked you to dress up as a nurse because that was his fantasy.
That we had health coverage. That's my other favorite joke. So you picked out my two favorite jokes. Actually, I have one other favorite joke.
Okay.
That I was going to go to my class reunion from kindergarten, but I didn't want to go because since kindergarten I've put on like 100 pounds. So
So where do these jokes come from?
I don't know.
I know
Phil.
that's the way it always was with me.
I just assume you're sitting there for a moment on a street corner or something, and you see something, and it just clicks.
Sometimes, yes, but and then back in the 80s when I was first starting, a friend of mine gave me a premise, and he said the premise was bowling alley, and I added that it was a Japanese bowling alley. We had to get the shoes, but we weren't allowed to wear them inside. We had to leave them on the mat. So, like, I actively thought of that one.
Yeah.
But, like, I will just be writing, and I wrote down that I have a little black dress with spaghetti straps and then a bigger black dress with lasagna straps.
I love that
I
joke.
don't know where that comes from. It's just wordplay, I guess.
It is. It's wordplay.
So I had a joke stolen recently.
Oh, good.
Well,
It's a good sign.
I do coaching, as I mentioned, with some students online, and this one woman is in a couple of short movies. So I watched one of the movies, and in the movie, I saw somebody else doing a joke of mine, and I was like, "What?"
That happened to me too with a big movie.
What?
Yeah,
Which
Procter
movie?
and Bergman. We did a special for PBS called "The World of Procter and Bergman," and one of the jokes was I was playing Abraham Lincoln, and
I can see
I had a
that.
terrible hangover. I'd been drinking the day before, and some guy comes in with the newspaper, and I open it up and I go, "I freed the what?" Well, that joke was in a big movie that I saw, and I realized I can't do anything about
Kentucky
that.
Fried Movie.
Huh?
What movie
I
was
can't
it?
remember the name of it. That's terrible. It's just my mind. But I remember, sitting in the audience. That's me. I wrote that joke.
Look,
But what are you going to do?
Everything's stolen and borrowed, right? I mean, that's just sort of the evolution. I mean, not verbatim, though. That's the line.
I've written jokes that I heard, like I wrote a joke once that my boyfriend put me on a pedestal because he liked to look up my skirt.
Yeah, right.
And then
That's
I
good.
heard Steve Martin do something similar.
That's right,
So
with his
there are
golden
similarities.
bozos,
And then
right.
I was doing a joke once for years, and then this woman said, that's my joke from the 80s. And I probably heard her do it, and I thought
Maybe,
it was mine,
yeah.
and so I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I wonder if that's part of that, where it
Right.
goes into your collective memory and you don't because I've had not jokes, but ideas that come out of my friends' mouths a month later, it's like as their own. And
That you've told them
that I
about?
told them, yeah.
Yeah.
At first it was a little unnerving, but then I realized, no, that's
a
actually,
compliment.
it's a compliment. They listened. Yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah.
it's not intentional.
Well,
but
another
I'm not
example-
saying stealing
Right.
jokes verbatim.
Well, I just go, well, I should write a better joke then. But I had done it on TV. The joke was I was standing online at a bakery waiting my turn, and this cute guy asked for my number. He was flirting with me. He asked for my number. I gave it to him, and then I had to take a new one. Well, the joke was almost verbatim.
Yeah.
So I contacted the writer, and then apparently it was the woman performing it who just borrowed it from me. And she asked me if I would like to swap jokes with her. And I'm like,
to make up for it.
not really. So I just figure, you know what? At some point, like AI is going to just have everybody's
Right.
jokes. And so what can I do? I can just perform it better.
That's right.
Right?
That's
you
right.
can just be the best performer of jokes or music. I don't feel like AI is going to take my job any moment. Are you guys AI?
Hey. Hey,
You have
number
to
one.
check now.
Number one with a bullet.
Some of the wisdom you've imparted, you have said or wrote, I've never gone to sleep or woken up at the same time.
That's not wisdom. That's just true.
And you have friendship advice for boomers. I
do?
thought we should share it. Yeah. And this is earnest. These aren't jokes necessarily. You might make new friends in your 60s.
Yes.
You might make new friends.
do.
I mean, that's a real issue, right? Because I had the blessing of wonderful friends and lots of friends. And in fact, when I got to Hollywood, I had almost within 2 months 60, 70 new friends because of a party that was a really tight group
Well,
of
that
people.
was the time you spent in jail. wasn't
That's
it?
right. Women's penitentiary. But But then people die, people retire. Even when your greatest value in life is friendship and you're wealthy as a result, that still erodes away as you get older just by attrition. As you get older, you just don't go out as much. You don't meet people as much. It's not necessarily because you've become a different person, though you have. It's just you don't have the opportunity.
I can't see to drive.
Yeah. I'm sure that our listener has the same feeling as you become a boomer. Damn, it is just hard to make friends.
Well, it's like finding somebody in the world who speaks the same language as you. I think it was that woman who has the let them theory, Mel somebody, who says it's easy to have friends when you're younger because you go to school with them every day.
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
about spending time with people.
That's
so
right.
when you're older, you have to make more of an effort. You know, I was telling you about my best friend, Monica Piper. I knew of her, but I didn't really get to know her until my 60s. So it's just been the past 5 years.
Cool.
I am now on Medicare as of yesterday or 2 days ago. I'm very excited about getting sick.
Yes. What's holding you back?
I know. I've paid so much in health coverage. Okay.
You said also when somebody says you've already met them, go with it.
Yes, because I have met people and they think that they've met me and I should just go with it.
Yeah.
It happens if you're a public figure. You know, people feel like they know you because they see you in various contexts, or you made them laugh or something. And in my case, as an actor primarily, when I started doing summer stock and doing Broadway and off-Broadway and all that, I would be in short-lived, or sometimes a good run in something. And then years later, somebody come up to me and say, Phil, and oh my God, I slept with that person. Honestly, it was like, because you're in a family.
He was very promiscuous.
You're in I'm sleeping with people in my family. That's really what theater is like in a way. No, isn't that terrible? But the fact is you're working closely with people.
It's intense.
Yeah, it's intense, and you want to make friendships. You want to have intimacy.
Right.
You want to have, a life with these people.
And do you feel like as you get older, you're feeling...
And they're talented and beautiful and, all that
Well, that's
stuff.
just it. You feel like as you get older, you're somewhat diminished, as you are.
Well, I'm getting shorter.
But your nose is getting longer.
I know, and my ears are growing.
But maybe
See?
that erodes your self-confidence a little bit, and maybe that affects your outgoing. I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm just saying someone in our age group, that you feel a little less, self-confident or encouraged to put yourself out there because, like, Jesus.
Yeah, but you also have the other side of that, which is, I can't swear on this, but F it.
Yeah. Well, you do get
have
that.
Fun.
And that's why people do feel happier as they age, because I think that's big part of it.
A lot of stuff that you can't control. I've been with this company, the Antaeus Company, here in Glendale for many, many, many years. And I can't really do any plays anymore because I can't drive to the rehearsals and drive back.
What about Waymo?
Yeah, well...
Does your listener take Waymo?
It costs Waymo to do that I can afford.
Do you notice that Waymos are becoming much more confident? I'm serious.
No, is that true?
Yeah, no, they did the initial research in our neighborhood. I mean, we've had Waymos for years. And they're always very careful, slow, very gentle. And as they have built up the data, they've kind of like turned the dial. And they come down, they hit the brakes, they wait, they turn, right? Much more assertive, I should say. I don't say
See,
aggressive.
I've only been in a Waymo that had a student driver plaque on the back. No, I've never been in a Waymo, actually.
Yep.
So how do you tackle comedy in these wild and woolly days of political upheaval and hostile insanity?
Sometimes I'll get on stage now and say, I know the world is crazy, but I finally found a good bra. And so that just kind of deflects, that I'm bringing it back to me, that I'm not unaware that there's so much going on.
But
and
come to the cabaret.
Right. And then people want to know what bra. But,
Oh, good. Now, let me ask you, because you're an actor as well. You've
not really.
No, you don't think of yourself as an actor?
Okay, Phil. I was an actor when I was young. I was Dorothy in the Wizard of Oz. I was Eliza and My Fair Lady. I was
Not the original productions.
no. I was Viola Olivia in Twelfth Night. Like I did my stuff.
You paid your dues.
And for the life of me, I now can't act my way out of a paper bag. I get so self-conscious. So given that, maybe, you know how there are child actors?
Mm-hmm.
And
I was child actor.
And then they just go, well, you've continued, but, and then they just quit and become real estate agents or whatever. Maybe I'm an actor in my 70s. Like, maybe I'll start acting in my 70s.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Because I'll lose like some self-consciousness.
As long as you
Oh,
can
you mean like
memorize
onset
lines.
dementia? Yeah, freewheeling comedy show. Oh. You've been on Carson. That must have been obviously in the first part of your career.
Very thrilling.
91.
Okay.
May 10th.
Wow. Back in 1990, the network still ruled. You still had a huge audience, and it was Johnny Carson.
Right.
I mean, talk about legacy.
Some guy saw me, the booker saw me perform.
Yeah, that's the way it used to work for them.
So, it's interesting because I had an uncle that just always thought of me as not nothing, but I was just like the kid. After I did The Tonight Show, he couldn't have been prouder, more interested in me. Like, it really changed things just in my family. It's surreal to me that I was on The Tonight Show. I remember flying back to Boston because I still had a day job at the time and thinking, I couldn't die now because I have been on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Now, I'm glad I didn't die because as I've gotten older, my desires or my aims, my goals are different. Like now, I'm glad I survived.
I mean, was it like a 5-minute bit? Or 5 minutes. And
It's on your website.
Yeah.
Back in those days, that would jumpstart your career and you'd be a national act.
I got a lot of work out of that.
Oh, wonderful. And then you did Letterman and Leno.
Leno.
And Kimmel. How has those generations progressed in terms of the experience? I mean, is it all the same to you?
It's just all terrifying.
Is it all? It's still?
Yes. Yeah. I get nervous thinking about being on TV. But I have a really fun story. Okay, so when I first started, I was with William Morris, and they booked a lot of music acts. So they would have me open for Julio Iglesias, Anne Margaret, Sheena Easton, Ray Charles at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas.
Wow.
So I was all by myself in this huge dressing room, and I befriended the waiter over the year and 2 years. And he was so nice. And then 15 years go by. I don't work there anymore. I'm going to be doing the Jimmy Kimmel show. And who walks into my dressing room but that waiter?
No kidding.
But he wasn't a waiter anymore.
No.
He was in the band because his son
Cleto?
Is Cleto.
His dad's still in the band.
Yes.
Because Cleto just passed away.
Right, I know. So Cleto Sr. was the waiter.
Oh.
And that is my favorite
That's
Hollywood
nice.
story.
But Jimmy seems to be a wonderfully loyal man.
Yes. Oh, he was just so nice. And he had seen me perform at a club, Jimmy, and had me on the show.
Oh, I was on Jimmy's show, too, but I played the Pope for a skit.
I could see that.
Jumping up and down on a mattress. Don't ask. But my favorite show business story, I came out here with a show called The Amorous Flea, which is a musical based on Molière's School for Wives. Very funny. And we played at a sweet little theater, the Las Palmas Theater. Opening night, we go to this party. Oh, Ray Bradbury was in the audience for our opening night, and I got to meet him.
You remind me of him a little bit.
Oh, that's wonderful because he's was a great idol of mine, and I knew him right up to the end of his life. Or is he dead? I'm not so sure. He lives on.
Really?
Anyway, so I go to this opening night party, and the first person who comes up to me in my first show in Hollywood comes up and he says, "Hello, I'm the Incredible Shrinking Man." And I said, "Oh, you look so much bigger on screen." And it was the actor who played the Incredible Shrinking Man.
Oh, my goodness.
And that was the first person I met in Hollywood.
That's so wild.
I know. I love it.
That's a great story.
Well, that's why we're in the business. You know?
You say television frightens you, but then you starred in specials for HBO, Showtime, Comedy Central. So were these your own solo shows?
So when I turned 50, I decided to, instead of having a party, perform and record a show, a special.
Great.
And so my husband produced it, and it's called Taller on TV, because that's what everybody says to me when they meet me. And because I guess I look 6 feet tall on TV.
Because you're slim.
Because I'm standing on a TV.
No.
Well, thanks for saying I'm slim. But anyway, my husband produced Taller on TV, and then he sold it to Showtime. But I think with HBO and then other Showtime specials, I was just a participant. But it still makes me nervous.
Really?
Yeah.
So these days,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
So I perform around town. I work with Fritz, Fritz Coleman. That's my favorite show. I love his audiences.
Unassisted living.
At the El Portal, the last Sunday of every month at 3 p.m., which is like perfect.
Yeah, right.
I get to open for him, and he also has Lawrence Juber, who was Paul McCartney and Wings' guitar player. He plays a couple of songs.
Nice.
It's brilliant.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
And this last weekend, I worked at the Comedy and Magic Club, a couple of shows.
No, that's a great place.
Then I did an Elks Club in Thousand Oaks, and then I did a temple in Valley Village. So it's like I ran the gamut and made a couple $100, and we're all happy about it. So
You were such a standout at Fritz's show.
Thank you so
love
much.
Stand up.
Yeah, stand
Thank
out, stand
you.
up. That's a great show to go see. Fritz's show is terrific. It's
the
nice.
best.
Yeah, and it's a nice afternoon, and you all come out and hang out after the show, and that's how we met.
That's right.
It only took you, a half a year to come on the show after we invited? That was pretty good.
I got back to you, though.
Yes, you did.
When I found your card, when I was cleaning everything out.
It was nice to hear
Oh,
from you.
good.
Absolutely. Unassisted residency at El Portal. Go to the El Portal
Just go to
website
elportal.com.
in North Hollywood.
Good.
Actually, where I shot Taller on TV, that's where I shot my
The next show
special.
is going to be March 1st.
No. Is it?
January 25th, March 1st, and April 26th. So
Yeah, talk to your
very,
booker.
Yeah, let me write that down, because it's usually the last Sunday, but maybe because February is
short-
only 20.
I want to throw a name
8
out to you and
days.
tell me what your response
I think
is.
it's only 27 days this year.
28.
Huh?
Oh, is it a leap year goes
Well,
the
who's
extra
counting?
day?
29.
Then my calendar's all messed up. Never mind.
All right.
Thank you so much for having
What
me
a
on
pleasure.
the show.
What a pleasure
Wonderful
to
to
have
have
you.
you
Go to
on
wendyliebman.com to learn more. It's such a delight to meet you and hang out, and thank you for
Likewise.
joining us. We'll be back next week with Ben Vaughn, and the week after that we have a really interesting show
Yeah.
about authoritarianism. Because it can't be all laughs. You know
If we're
that.
still here,
We're still here. All right.
thank you, Wendy.
Great to see you.
Here.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.